Let's go to London. Let's bring in Karl Hansen, former Labour advisor and political writer to Tribune Magazine. Welcome to France 24, Karl. Great to have you with us. First of all, nobody's gone over the top, as far as I'm concerned, politically yet. As far as I'm aware, as of 1839 here in Paris, 22-6 in London, Keir Starmer is digging in, and yet the cavalry appears to be approaching. Talk us through the scenarios that you think are likely in the days ahead.
Well, it's a bit of an unusual one. As you said, nobody's declared their intentions about what's happening, but at the same time, it's all quite obvious. Keir Starmer is a lame duck Prime Minister. He knows that it's only a matter of time before he has to resign or is going to be forced out. And everybody knows that Andy Burnham is standing for this by-election so he can get in Parliament and become the next Labour leader. As I said, it's a strange scenario. Everybody understands what's happening, but nobody's declaring their intentions.
Why do you think right now Andy Burnham isn't saying that this is his ultimate goal, the strategy behind it?
It's an awkward situation because Andy Burnham requires the permission of the Labour Party, which is led by Keir Starmer, to be selected to fight this by-election and become an MP. So effectively, Keir Starmer and the Labour Party need to give him permission to come into Parliament to topple the current leader, which is unprecedented. I don't know of any comparable situation in British politics. So that's why there is this awkwardness where people aren't openly stating what their intentions and manoeuvres are, but at the same time, we all understand what's happening.
So if we think, so it's been about Wesley or Wes, Angela and Andy this week. So when we talk about Wes Streeting, first of all, the former Health Secretary resigned, a hard blow when it came to his criticism of his former boss. The reason he hasn't stud yet or officially put his hat into the ring, as you're reading, is that so that he's seen to be allowing Andy Burnham into the contest and isn't rushing it? Because essentially Andy Burnham has to be an MP, otherwise the whole thing could be wrapped up. Is that right before he has a chance to stand?
I think that's a very generous assumption. I think more likely Wes Streeting, who has never made any secret about his ambitions to become Prime Minister, at this moment doesn't think that he has the support. And when Labour Party members have been polled, it suggests that Wes Streeting would even lose to Keir Starmer if those two had to go head-to-head. So I think the more likely case is that Wes Streeting is biding his time. He still wants to be Prime Minister, but I think he correctly understands at the moment that there isn't the support there for him.
And Angela Rayner, the former Deputy Prime Minister, making clear that basically she's throwing her hat in the ring and legally there's nothing stopping her now. Those previous issues and questions around her have disappeared. The same question, why do you think she is so far staying quiet on, is it because of numbers? She can't get the more than 80 needed so far.
Broadly speaking, Angela Rayner comes from the same part of the Labour Party that Andy Burnham does, but Angela is far less popular than Andy Burnham is, sort of has less of a track record. And so if Andy Burnham is throwing his hat in the ring, that doesn't leave much room for Angela Rayner. And add to that the other issue you mentioned about a controversy with her tax arrangements. Angela was given the all clear from the HMRC this week, but that's not the same as getting the all clear in the court of public opinion. And should she choose to stand, that will be something that will be used to attack and damage her. So I think for both of those reasons, Angela Rayner wants it, but it's probably going to take the back seat if it looks like Burnham is the man. When
you hear those who are supporting Keir Starmer saying that he can bring about change, he can do what he set out to do, he just hasn't had the time to do it yet, he needs another 3 years. And they say what's happening now with those coming forward or almost coming forward is self-sabotage within the party. From listening to you, your take at the moment is it is a good thing, am I right in saying, and actually you would support Andy Burnham as Prime Minister?
Keir Starmer is driving the Labour Party towards disaster. The local election results last week confirmed what more than a year of opinion polling has told us, which is that Keir Starmer is loathed and the party's reputation is in the toilet. If Keir Starmer leads the Labour Party into the next election, there is a good chance that the party is finished for good as a major political force in this country. And you're correct that some people are saying that Keir Starmer just needs time to turn it around and he's still the man for the job. But I think the only people who are saying that are people whose current jobs and employment depend on Keir Starmer being the leader of the Labour Party. Nobody else thinks that. Everybody knows that he's a lame duck Prime Minister.
One thing that strikes me, I've listened to every single, well, many broadcasts and interviews and vox pops in Makerfield, very close to Wigan. I haven't heard yet a single person that has said that they wouldn't vote for Andy Burnham, which is quite rare in a vox box when people are looking, reporters, for a range of opinion. Reform, Nigel Farage's party, the populist right-wing party, saying they will throw everything at this to present a challenge, and there wasn't a huge difference in the Labour victory last time. You know, you've worked with Andy Burnham. What's he like? What would he be like as Great British Prime Minister?
The success of any Prime Minister is going to be about whether they can tackle the cost of living. It is by far and away the main concern of Britons, of all demographics. They're worried about the cost of things, they're worried about their wages. And Andy Burnham, during his time as Mayor of Manchester, showed that he was prepared to challenge businesses, prepared to take businesses into public ownership and have a larger role for the state in stopping people being ripped off, to improve public services, to try to put more money in people's pockets. He governed as a social democrat in Manchester, and the hope is that he would do the same if he was Prime Minister of the country. And whether he succeeds as Prime Minister of the country will depend on whether he has the political courage and determination to challenge vested interests and to really do something about the cost of living, which is biting people all across the country.
Karl, a brief thought. Bucky's favourite right now, Andy Burnham. He's facing the first hurdle so far. If you had to put money on it, would you put your house on it? Andy Burnham for Prime Minister?
Well, thankfully, I'm not a property owner because I'm not that certain. But yeah, I'm confident Andy's the man. As you said, he's popular in the constituency. He's popular across the country. He's got the right politics, the right message. It's going to be a tough battle, but I'm pretty confident that he's going to pull through and he'll be Labour leader in some time in the very near future.
Karl, great to talk to you tonight. Thank you for your time.